Section 5. Arena. The arena includes all elements of the game infrastructure that are required to play Reefscape presented by Haas. The field, scoring elements, queue area, team media area, designated technician area, and all equipment needed for field control, robot control, and scorekeeping. The arena is modular and assembled, used, disassembled, and shipped many times during the competition season. It undergoes wear and tear. The arena is designed to withstand rigorous play and frequent shipping. Every effort is made to ensure that arenas are consistent from event to event. However, arenas are assembled in different venues by different event staff, and some small variations occur. For details regarding assembly tolerances, please refer to the 2025 arena layout and markings diagram. Successful teams will design the robots that are insensitive to these variations. Illustrations included in this section are for general visual understanding of the Reefscape arena, and dimensions included in the manual are nominal. Please refer to the official drawings for exact dimensions, tolerances, and construction details. The official drawings, CAD models, and drawings for low-cost versions of important elements of the Reefscape field are posted on the Reefscape Playing Field webpage on the FIRST website. 5.1. Field. Each field for Reefscape is approximately 26 feet 5 inches by 57 feet 6 7/8 inches carpeted area bounded by inward-facing surfaces of the Alliance walls, coral stations, processors, and processor openings, and guardrails. The field is populated with and surrounded by the following elements: 1 reef per alliance, 1 processor per alliance, 2 coral stations per alliance, and 1 barge, which consists of 3 cages and 1 net for each alliance. The surface of the field is low pile carpet, Shaw Floors, Philadelphia Commercial, Nayland 2 20 66561 medallion. Nayland 2 carpet is not available for purchase, and the closest equivalent is Shaw Philadelphia brand Perfusion 20 style 54933. See results from first evaluation in this blog post. Carpet edges and seams are secured with 3M premium matte cloth gaffer's tape, GT2, GT3, or comparable gaffer's tape. Tears, rips, and damage on the carpet may be repaired with the same style of tape, and robots must be prepared to operate on surfaces made of carpet, tape, or combination of both materials, as repairs are made through the course of the competition. Guardrails form the long edges of the field. Guardrails are 1 foot 8 inches tall system of transparent polycarbonate supported on the top and bottom by aluminum extrusion. There are 4 gates in the guardrail that allow access to the field for placement and removal of robots. The gate pass-through, when open, is 3 foot 2 inches wide. Gates are closed and shielded during the match. There are 2 versions of guardrails and driver stations used for competitions. One design is reflected in the 2025 official first field drawings and models. The other is designed and sold by AndyMark. While the designs are slightly different, the critical dimensions, performance, and expected user experience between them are the same, unless otherwise noted. Detailed drawings for the AndyMark designs are posted on the AndyMark website. All illustrations in this manual show the traditional field design. 5.2. Arenas, zones, and markings. Areas, zones, and markings. Field areas, zones, and markings of consequence are described below. Unless otherwise specified, the tape used to mark lines and zones throughout the field is 2-inch 3M premium matte cloth gaffer's tape GT2 or ProGaff premium professional grade gaffer's tape or comparable gaffer's tape. Alliance area. A 18-foot 1 1/4 inch wide by 13 foot 10 3/8 inch deep infinitely tall volume formed by and including the Alliance wall, coral station areas, the edge of the carpet, and white-colored tape perpendicular to the driver station. Barge zone. A 3 foot 10 inch deep by 12 foot 2.5 inch long, infinitely tall 4-sided volume surrounding the Alliance's half of the barge. It is bounded by and includes the Alliance colored tape. Coral mark. One of 6 4-inch by 4-inch plus marks used to identify placement of coral before the match. Marks are made with black tape. Coral station area. Of 5 foot 10 7/8 inch wide by 13 foot 10 3/8 inch feet deep. Infinitely tall volume bounded by the coral station edge of carpet and alliance and white colored tape. Human starting line. A white line spanning the alliance area between the coral station areas that is parallel to and located 2 feet from the bottom square tube of the alliance's wall to the near edge of the tape. Processor area. A 3 foot 7 3/8 inch wide by 7 foot 6 inch deep, infinitely tall volume formed by and including the alliance colored tape guardrail and processor wall. Reef zone. An infinitely tall 6-sided 7 foot 9.5 inch wide face to face volume surrounding the alliance's reef. It is bounded by and includes the alliance colored tape. Robot starting line. A black line that spans the width of the field between each reef and the barge. It is positioned such that it is 7 feet 4 inches from the reef. 5.3. Reef. A reef is one of 2 5 foot 5.5 inch hexagonal structures with branches that extend from each side where coral are scored. Each alliance has a dedicated reef centered between each guardrail and located 12 feet away from the alliance wall. Each reef has 4 levels to score on level 1, L1, level 2, L2, level 3, L3, and level 4, L4. The base of each reef has a trough, L1, in which robots can score coral. The trough includes the angled and vertical surfaces as well as the top of the front edge as shown in figure 5-7. The front edge of the trough is 1 foot 6 inch off the carpet. Vertical pipes extend up from the base, and pipes on the same face are 1 foot 1 inch apart, center to center. The pipes are made out of 1 1/4 inch Schedule 40 steel. Each pipe has 3 branches which are angled or compound extensions from the reef vertical pipes. L2 is the 12 lowest level branches and are angled up at 35 degrees. The highest point of the L2 branch is 2 feet 7 7/8 inches from the carpet and is inset 1 5/8 inches from the reef base. L3 is the 12 mid-level branches and are angled at 35 degrees. The highest point of the L3 branch is 3 foot 11 5/8 inch from the carpet and is inset 1 5/8 inches from the reef base. L4 is the 12 highest branches and they are vertical. The highest point of the L4 branch is 6 feet from the carpet and is inset 1 1/8 inches from the reef base. For scoring purposes, the branches of the reef are tracked in FMS as follows: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way to L, and same on the other side in the other direction. 5.4. Barge. The barge is a 29 foot 2 inch wide, 3 foot 8 inch deep, and 8 foot 5 inch tall structure that spans the center of the field. It is made of truss structure supported by legs just outside the guardrail. The barge includes 6 cages, a red and blue net, and all structure supporting cages and nets. The horizontal truss structure is 5 foot 2 inches above the carpet and is supported in the center of the field by vertical truss and supporting materials. The barge has 3 cage locations on each side located 3 feet 5.5 inches, 7 feet 3 1/8 inches, and 10 feet 7 3/8 inches from the midfield to the center of the cage. The barge has 3 segments of lights on each side of the truss, which indicate progression towards and completion of the cooperation bonus, and the final 20 seconds of the match. 1 segment will light up each time an algae is scored in the processor. Once each alliance has scored 2 algae, all 6 segments will illuminate. The light will flash to indicate that there are 20 seconds left in the match. 5.4.1 Cage. Cages are 2 feet tall and 7 3/8 inch wide outside dimension. Rectangular structures. Each cage is a welded structure made of 4 steel 1 3/8 inch Schedule 40 pipes, a bottom plate, a top plate, and an eye bolt with fastening hardware. Cages are suspended from the truss structure in specific locations as shown in figure 5-9 and hang as shallow or deep positions according to the corresponding team selection. See section 6.3.5 cages for details. Such that the bottom of the cage is 3.5 inches and 2 feet 5 3/8 inches from the carpet respectively. Deep cages are suspended using chain that is 19 links of 1/4-inch grade 43 zinc-plated chain. Anchors are a collection of surfaces at the top of the cage and chain assembly that include the following items and as shown in Figure 5-11. The top surface of the cage, top plate, the chain, both carabiners, the portion of the eye bolt extending above the cage top plate, the eye nut attached to the barge, the upper end surface of the cage pipes, and the inside surface of the cage pipes. 5.4.2 Net. A net is a goal in which an alliance scores algae. The net is a 1/4-inch knit polyester mesh, 4 feet wide by 12 foot long with a sewn cord border. It is available for purchase from AndyMark AM5522. It is suspended from the top of the barge such that its lowest point hangs 6 feet 4 inches above the field carpet. There is a net for the Blue Alliance and for the Red Alliance. 5.5 Processor. A processor is a goal into which an alliance scores algae. There is one processor per alliance. The processor is integrated into the guardrail near the alliance's reef zone and adjacent to the opponent's processor area. Each processor has a rectangular opening through which robots score algae, which is 2 feet 4 inches wide, 1 foot 8 inches tall, and 7 inches from the carpet. Once an algae passes through the processor, it rolls past the scoring sensor array and into the opponent's processor area. To keep the processor clear for scoring, the human player can shift scoring algae on top of the processor where there are designated algae holders. 5.6 Alliance Wall. The Alliance Wall separates robots from drive team members in the Alliance area. It consists of 3 driver stations. 5.6.1 Driver Stations. A driver station is one of 3 assemblies within Alliance Wall behind which a drive team operates the robot. Each driver station is made from a 3 foot 3/4 inch tall diamond plate base topped with a 3 foot 6 inch tall transparent plastic sheet and a top rail. An aluminum shelf is attached to each driver station to support an operator console. The shelf is 5 feet 9 inches wide and 1 foot 1/4 inch deep. There is a 4 foot 6 inch long by 2 inch nominal wide strip of hook and loop tape loop side along the center of the support shelf that may be used to secure the operator console to the shelf. The shelf also includes 2 clips to hold the shelf in place with a 1 inch by 2 inch thick tab that sits on the top surface of the shelf. Blue box. There may be a ramp available at events for drive teams with limited mobility. It is designed to allow an individual using a wheelchair to access the driver station shelf and or see onto the field. However, this accommodation is available to anyone who has a wheelchair or other physical disability that obstructs their view of the field. Teams should speak to the FTA before matches begin to ensure that it is available for each of the team's matches. This ramp is available at many regional and district events. For questions, please connect with the local program delivery partner. Each driver station contains the following elements for drive teams. 1. Ethernet cable attaches to the Ethernet port of the operator console and provides connectivity to the field management system FMS. 1 120-volt AC NEMA 515R power outlet, i.e. standard US outlet, located on each driver station shelf and protected by its own 2-amp circuit breaker. It can be used to power the operator console. Drive teams are responsible for monitoring their power consumption as a trip breaker in the outlet does not constitute an arena fault. For some events in regions that don't use NEMA 515 shaped outlets, event organizers may install appropriate plug adapters to be used throughout the event. 1 emergency stop e-stop button located on the left side of the driver station shelf and is used to deactivate a robot in an emergency. 1 autonomous stop a-stop button located on the right side of the driver station shelf and is used to disable robot during auto. 1 team sign located at the top of each driver station. The field-facing side of the sign displays the team number in the Alliance color. The Alliance area side of the sign displays the following information in red. Pre-match, the team number and robot connection state. And during the match, the remaining match period time, match scores, and progress towards the Coral RP threshold, not applicable during the playoff tournament. One timer in driver station 2 only displays the official time remaining in the match period on the field-facing side in white, and a more detailed breakdown of coral scored on each level of the reef on the team-facing side in red. One team LED stack indicates alliance color, robot status, E-stop and A-stop status, and is centered at the top of each driver station. The stack includes 2 identical alliance-colored robot status LEDs above a third amber A-stop, E-stop LED. LED states are as follows. Robot status LEDs. Solid indicates that the robot is connected and enabled. This only happens during a match. Blinking indicates that either the FMS is preset for the match and the robot is not connected yet, or it's during a match and the corresponding robot is bypassed, has lost connectivity, or the E-stop was pressed. Off indicates that the robot is linked and disabled prior to the start of the match. The light is also off regardless of robot connection status after the match has concluded. A-stop/E-stop LED. Solid. The robot is disabled due to a pressing of the team E-stop button, the field E-stop button, or by the scorekeeper via the FMS. Blinking. The robot is disabled for the remainder of auto due to a press of the team A-stop button. And off. The robot is not disabled by the field. FMS hardware and wiring, mostly located below shelves in driver station 2, closer to the scoring table. The 2 driver stations closer to the scoring table, not driver station 2. 5.6.2, Coral Station. A coral station is an assembly through which human players feed coral into the field. There are 4 coral stations, one in each corner of the field, connecting the guardrail to the Alliance wall. Each coral station has a 6-foot, 4-inch wide by 7-inch tall opening through which coral passes to the field. The bottom of the opening is 3 feet, 1.5 inches from the carpet. A 55-degree slope tunnel called the chute leads to the opening in the coral stations. Blue box. There are 2 stools available at events for drive team members to use. Each stool is 1 foot, 11 inches wide by 1 foot, 1.5 inches deep, 6.25 inches tall, and rated for 300 pounds. It is specifically intended to allow individuals who are shorter better sight lines onto the field. However, this accommodation is available to anyone who has another physical disability that obstructs their view of the field. Only 2 stools are available, and priority will be given to those with the biggest need. Teams should speak to the FTA before matches begin to request that it is available for each of the team's matches. Teams may also purchase their own item number 779AC01 STPM or bring an equivalent, e.g. not foldable and similar dimensions, version to the event to guarantee use for every match. This stool is available at all events within the US and Canada, and equivalents are available at international events. For questions, please connect with the local program delivery partner. 5.7 Scoring Elements. Scoring elements are items that teams use to score additional points. There are 2 types of scoring elements used in Reefscape, coral and algae. 5.7.1 Coral. A coral is an 11 7/8 inch long piece of 4-inch diameter Schedule 40 cellular foam core PVC pipe. Coral has a 4-inch inside diameter and a 4.5-inch outside diameter. Coral is available for purchase from Andy Mark AM 5601 or can be cut from longer lengths of 4-inch diameter Schedule 40 cellular foam core PVC pipe. Prior to kickoff, coral was known as Game Piece 1 and not available for pre-order prior to the season. Coral in the kit of parts and at events has a weight of between 1.1 and 1.8 pounds and has text marking along the length of the pipe that may vary in color. Blue box. Teams should be aware the coral and PVC pipe from different sources may have variances in color markings and weight. Coral undergoes wear and tear during a competition. Generally, a coral that still appears to look approximately like a coral is considered a coral for the purpose of rule evaluation and scoring, whether damaged or not. Small chunks of a coral are not considered a coral. Blue box. The edge of the coral may be rough or sharp. Teams should use caution when handling coral. 5.7.2 Algae. Each algae is a 16-inch diameter rubber playground ball. The ball is custom made for First by Baden Sport and sold by Andy Mark AM 5602. Prior to kickoff, Algae was known as Game Piece 2 and was available for pre-order prior to the season. At events, Algae will be inflated using a sizing gauge so that the diameter measures between 15.5 inches and 16.5 inches. Blue box. The tolerances to which Algae are manufactured allow for variances in diameter, wall thickness, weight distribution, and overall weight. They may not always be uniformly spherical, roll straight, or bounce as expected. 5.8 April tags. April tags are 8 and an 1/8 inch square targets located above cages, processors, coral stations, and on reefs. There are 22 unique markers on the field positioned as shown in Figure 5-21. All markers are from the same 36H11 tag family, IDs 1 through 22. All April tags are mounted to and centered on a 10.5 inch square polycarbonate panel. Each marker has an identifying text label. If April tags experience wear and marking during matches, they are repaired with gaffer's tape. Coral Station April tags, IDs 1, 2, 12, and 13, are mounted to the coral stations. The bottom of each tag's panel is 4 feet 5.25 inches above the carpet and centered on the coral station. Processor April tags panels, ID 3 and 16, are 3 foot 9 and 7/8 inches above the carpet and centered horizontally above the opening to the processor wall. Reef April tag plates, IDs 6 through 11 and 17 through 22, are 6 and 7/8 inches above the carpet and centered horizontally on each of the faces reef. Barge April tag plates, IDs 4, 5, 14, 15, are 5 feet 9 inches above the carpet, approximately centered above the middle cage and angled 30 degrees from vertical. For further marking locations information, please refer to the 2025 arena layouts and markings diagrams. Printable versions of the markers are available on the 2025 playing field web page. 5.9 The Field Management System. The Field Management System, FMS, is all the electronics responsible for sensing and controlling the first robotics competition field. The FMS encompasses all field electronics, including computers, referee touchscreens, the wireless access point, sensors, stack lights, A-stops and E-stops, etc. When a drive team connects to the Ethernet cable from their assigned driver station to their operator console, the driver station software on the operator console computer communicates with FMS. Once connected, the open ports available are described in Table 8-5. Note that robot code cannot be deployed while connected to the FMS. Additional information about the FMS may be found in the FMS white paper. The FMS alerts participants to milestones in the match using audio cues detailed in Table 5-1. Please note that audio cues are intended as a courtesy to participants and not intended as official match markers. If there is a discrepancy between an audio cue and the field timers are the authority. Same normal sounds: match start, cavalry charge, auto end, buzzer, teleop begins, 3 bells, final 20 seconds, submarine sonar ping, match end, buzzer, match stop, foghorn. 5.10 Field staff. Field staff are responsible for making sure the matches are cycled through efficiently, fairly, safely, and with a spirit of competition, gracious professionalism, and generosity of spirit. Field staff roles are filled by volunteers from the community who prepare for the event with thorough training and certification. There are 3 field side key volunteers with whom teams should be familiar and are encouraged to use as resources to make their event experience valuable, in whatever way the teams define valuable. Head referee trains, directs, and supervises referees. They oversee all scoring processes and procedures in collaboration with the First Technical Advisor, FTA. They interact with students, volunteers, and contracted/first staff. The head referee is positioned between the field and the scoring table and wears a yellow shirt. The head referee has final authority for decisions regarding match scores, penalties, and yellow and red card assignments. For additional details, please refer to the head referee role description. First Technical Advisor, FTA, ensures event runs smoothly, safely, and in accordance with FIRST requirements. The FTA collaborates with FIRST staff, event staff, and other event volunteers in many different areas at events. The FTA is the liaison between FIRST HQ and the event for all things related to the field, robots, and game, act as a team advocate for all teams competing at the event, and is a major point of escalation and conflict resolution for the event. For additional details, please refer to the FTA role description. Field Supervisor directs activity on the field to ensure efficient execution of the matches, pacing of the event, and smooth flow of match play. Field supervisors are responsible for ensuring the field is intact and lead field reset teams, who are responsible for resetting the field after each match in preparation for the subsequent match. For additional details, please refer to the Field Supervisor role description.